Well, listen, a few moments ago we were talking to a couple of young fighters here from Manchester, John Murray and Anthony Crolla. Their trainer, Joe Gallagher, also from Manchester, is with us. How you doing, Joe?
How you doing, mate?
It sounds like Manchester's like the home of boxing these days, is that right?
Yeah, it is, and it has been for the last 20 years. Before that, like I say, you had Carl Thompson and Robin Reed and all them, and then obviously Ricky Hatton and Gomez, and like I say, Jamie Moore from Salford, and like I say, John Murray, Anthony Crolla. They're all leading the scene now.
Yeah, I mean, how much did Hatton do for that, though?
He did use packing the MEN arenas. No one else has done it apart from David Haye since, like, do you know what I mean? But everyone loved the Saturday nights going downtown, and I think the bars and restaurants missed Ricky Hatton out on a Saturday night in the MEN arena as well, so they were good days.
Well, he's in the restaurants and bars.
Yeah. In Manchester, though, is it a certain weight in boxing? Does it tend to be the lightweights and the featherweights?
Well, I don't say that. We've got Tyson Fury now, a heavyweight, who's making his name, do you know what I mean? He wants to step up and fight David Haye now, and like I say, all weight divisions, it's just a very hotbed of talent, and success breeds success, and that's what the case is in Manchester at the moment.
What did you make of the Haye fight?
Disappointing. Obviously, I was out there the week before Matthew Macklin, and everyone's disappointing David Haye. There are people who paid £15 to watch it, and he didn't. The week before I was there with Matthew Macklin, he lost in his world title fight in Germany against Felix Sturm, and Matthew Macklin at that 12th round, with 10 seconds to go, was hanging on. He didn't leave nothing in the changing rooms. He gave it his all to lift that world title. We went over there, we got the game plan spot on. We knew they were got to keep us waiting in the ring 17 minutes. We did our warm-up in the ring, and we came away, and everyone, we just didn't get the decision. One judge gave it us, the American, and the Spanish and Puerto Rican didn't, but the German press was slating Felix Sturm the next day and everything else, and although we didn't win, we came away thinking we gave it our best shot, and I think that may be gnawing on David Haye today, that he's come away, and there's millions of people there that have paid money over the weekend or travelled over there and has come away and not give it his best shot, and I think that's what disappoints fighters more than anything.
Just back to Haye in a second, but that Sturm-Macklin fight, you must have been absolutely gutted. Is it still with you that you didn't get the decision?
Yeah, it was. Watching David Haye on the weekend. It was like this time last week, and listen, we went over there, and listen to the German media, German TV had Macklin winning by 4 rounds. The American pundits, Lennox Lewis, commentated in America. He had Macklin winning, and all fighters want to prove themselves up against the best in the world, and I think we got the game plan spot on, we got the tactics spot on. We went into a champion who some said beating Oscar De La Hoya, and we got it all spot on, and at the end of the day, 2 people thought we didn't, and that's all that mattered at the end of the day. But there's a possibly chance of a rematch, and I'm sure if we get the opportunity again, we'd go to Germany and we'd do it again. But like I say, it was a fantastic occasion, and we fought for the middleweight title that Marvin Hagler once held, and that was the camp, the key word in camp, Marvin Hagler. We wanted to go in there and be Marvin Hagler-like in our approach and the way we went about our business, and we pulled it off.
Isn't that what makes it more disappointing, the David Haye fight, if you're a boxing fan? The fact is, but most people knew after that fight last week, the Macklin fight, but if it did go to points, David Haye were never going to win.
I feel it's been very unfairly put on the German people and the public and everything else. It was a Puerto Rican and a Spanish judge that didn't give it us. But what I do say, the home crowd, and Frank Warren has always been very well with his boxers to make sure they got home support. Obviously, Ricky Hatton, when he fought Costa Tszyu, them last few rounds when Sturm and Macklin, the German crowd were roaring Sturm on. They knew he was behind, and I think the same there with Klitschko and David Haye. Any type of shot that looked like landing on David Haye was cheered to the rafters, and that sways judges, and like say, home advantage plays a big key in boxing, and that was evident so with Macklin and Sturm.
Those last 2 Haye fights, do you think they might have done some damage to boxing, and certainly those who decide whether to pay-per-view or not?
No, I think pay-per-view, definitely so. I think people, the Haye-Harrison, listen, it's just in roles reversed. I think David Haye and Audley Harrison, Audley taught the fight, taught the hype, said he could walk the walk and taught the talk, but he couldn't. This fight, David Haye's done all the talking, but you know what I mean? But he couldn't walk it, and like I say, from some people now, it's a black eye for boxing, in a sense. They're paying £15 or £20, whoever your provider is, and each time they're left with an empty pit. They didn't get the value for money, and I think any other sport in the country, whether it be football, cricket, whatever, the fans would be kicking off about it. And with the old days in the pay-per-view event, you pay for a big card at the MEN with Nazim Hamid on it and Joe Kawasaki, and then it'd go to America with Lennox Lewis, and I don't think that's how it is over here now. And I feel when you buy the card, you want to watch all the card. People complaining they only seen a couple of rounds of an undercard the other night, and I'm no wonder the Sky and whoever are getting complaints today, because you'd feel hard done by. I do, and I'm a boxing fan as well as a trainer.
Talking, we obviously interviewed 2 of your boxers, John and Anthony, and we're talking about home advantage. The fact is, it's been delayed. John's fight's been delayed a week, but it's going from London now to Liverpool, so that's going to give him the advantage, surely.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, anyway, whether you're Manchester United or Manchester City, but you rather want to play in your own surrounds, in and around your own area. It's less for travelling. Obviously for John's situation, you're away from home, you're sleeping in hotels. At least he can sleep in his own bed. He's nearer for home, and it's the little things that become massive things in big fights. And for John Murray, that fight move to Liverpool, I think that's mind games or whatever, but I think that's a massive plus now, where the scales have tipped heavily for John Murray now in that.
Well, listen, Joe, I really appreciate you bringing your boys in and coming in to talk to us as well. Good luck with the future.
Cheers, thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Joe Gallagher, top trainer here in Manchester at the Denton Gym. Listen, there's your thoughts. You've heard their thoughts on the two fighters and the trainer as well on the David Haye fight. We're still taking